Hi everyone, I'm Ting-ting. I'm one of the artists in the exhibition Shadow Dancing. Here I will briefly introduce my work Past Utopia in the exhibitions in Jim Thompson Art Center and Hong Kong Museum. As you know, the project is the result of the online residency between the two institutions. And it is a research project that includes 3 works in the form of a large world map, a single channel video, and an interactive video game. They all in some ways explore the connection between the concept of island and utopia while trying to appropriate utopia as a verb. I will start with the work in Jim Thompson Art Center. The large world map currently exhibited is a 5.5 by 5.5 meter map attached on the wall on the floor. I try to create this feeling of you can enter this world by literally walking into it. So at the first look, you might think it looks like just an ordinary Google map, but after a closer look, you will notice that things are unfamiliar on the map, such as the California. Here is an island instead of a peninsula. You also will find a piece of continent between North America and Europe with the name Atlantis written on top of it. Japan and Scotland are both independent countries, and many more unfamiliar descriptions like this. So for this project, I was really interested in the concept of phantom island. So phantom islands are islands believed to be existed throughout history for different reasons, but proven to be non-existent afterwards or disappear after a while. I visualized the phantom islands on this map based on the size, shapes, and location described by the discoverers. And on top of that, I added my own subjective interpretation of the world, utopian interpretation of the world. And I believe that each phantom island in some ways represents a version of utopia in different eras. So this has become utopian map for me, but I would like the map to be not just for me, but everyone else too. So during the exhibition, I invite audience at Jim Thompson Art Center to create their own utopian islands, by filling out the forms about the details of the island, to cut and paste the islands on the map. I have seen some pictures sent by the art center, and I'm very happy to see that the map is now filled with people's invented islands. And for me, this action of adding, making, inventing, and imagining is important. It's more like an empowering act to remind us that we have a certain control over the society where we live in, and we can try to make it our utopia as a process. And for the single channel video installed next to the map, I was trying to bring the focus back to Thailand more by looking into the island coffee fillet. And the 8-minute video is composed of the footage of coffee fillet found on YouTube, mostly made by tourists. And they are accompanied by the audio extracted from the movie The Beach by Danny Boyle, which was mostly filmed on coffee fillet. So same as the map, this work is also trying to continue this research regarding to the relationship between islands and utopia. And so island, due to their secluded nature, they are constantly being applied as the context of where utopias are born. For example, like even the first utopia, when the term was coined, it was an invented island created by Thomas More. And the movie, with its exotic, almost Orientalist perspective, created this fictional utopian island based on coffee fillet, and where the arrival of human beings ruined the status of being a utopia. And I feel like this narrative, in a way, perfectly reflects the nature of utopia, because as the origin of the term utopia means, that it means a perfect world where we can never reach. So here in the video, I arranged the footage found in an order based on the distance between the camera and the island, creating a feeling of approaching, but without arriving. And through narrative, I try to discuss the possibility of applying utopia as a verb, a process instead of a result, and as well its connection with social movements. So at the end of the video, you will see a footage of 2 protesters in Bangkok swimming to somewhere. So what happened was, as far as I know, during the protest, the government closed the road that led to the parliament in order to prevent the protester to approach. So these 2 protesters put their petition letter in a waterproof backpack and trying to swim to the parliament through the river around it in order to hand in their petition. And I really loved the video when I saw it. I found the video online. I felt that it was a perfect metaphor for my research because, as we just talked about it, if Utopia is an island where we can never reach, that in a way we are always constantly swimming towards it. And then this perfect link to the third work exhibited at Hongkong Museum. And it is an interactive video game, also inspired by the same video, the two protesters swimming to the parliament. In this game, as a player, you can try to swim to the island, which is representation of your utopia, as how social movement consider as a method of bringing us closer to our utopia. And eventually, you might find out that it is not possible, that you might never be able to swim into the island, as the word utopia implies. And it is somewhere we can, never reach. So I believe it doesn't mean that we should stop trying, stop swimming, because we're constantly swimming towards it. And I'm really happy that all the three works that I kind of made out of the research project are able to exhibit separately. And they're all kind of really connected on the same research, but also they can all independently exist for me. And yeah, it is a shame that because of COVID, I won't be able to visit Jim Thompson Art Center in person. But I'm really happy to see how audiences are interacting with it and co-create this utopian map with me. And I'm also very happy to see how the game was enjoyed by the audience in Taipei, in Hongkong Museum, by all the adults and kids. And I'm really happy to participate in this online residency and both the exhibitions. Thank you.